Welcome to DABCC Radio,
where smart people listen.
Virtualization and Cloud Talk,
Featuring cutting-edge solutions from the hottest companies around the globe.
broadcasting from the DABCC offices in sunny Sarasota, Florida.
Surrounded by computers, books, and Legos.
A Microsoft MVP, Citrix Charter CTP, VMware vExpert.
And your host, Douglas Brown.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of DABCC Radio. We have a fabulous episode. We have another Citrix Ready DABCC Radio partnership webinar podcast. Not a webinar, a podcast for you guys today. That's what we're doing here. We're doing podcasting. So you can drive around in your car. You can work out. Listen to us. While you're working out, you're going to learn something. What more can you ask for? I don't know. Right? And we're going to have some fun, too. As always, hopefully we have a lot of fun on DABCC Radio. A good conversation. You learn something. Learn a lot, hopefully. And stay up to date with the great solutions. And that's what I love. Citrix Ready had reached out to me and said, hey, Doug, we like the podcast show. How would you like to work with us and interview some of the great solutions that we have within the Citrix Ready catalog? And I said, well, absolutely. Why wouldn't I want to do that? So that's what we're doing here. And today we have the third podcast with the Citrix Ready group and team. And we have a company called Praim with us. And these guys make a great solution for our ThinClient's solution. And it's not just a ThinClient, it's a whole management ThinClient experience. And they have everything from the small to the big. And definitely check this out. And today we're going to talk about what they do. We're going to have Alessandro, the CTO over at Praim. And then also we're going to have Sagnik from the Citrix Ready team. And Sagnik is one of the guys that actually verify these technologies. Sagnik is absolutely wonderful. This guy is the real deal. I can't wait to actually meet him someday in person. I think we can talk forever. So I love having him on the podcast because he gives great anecdotes and experience of what it was like to actually verify these solutions. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about Praim. And on that note, let's dive into it with my interview with Alessandro and Sagnik. So here we go, guys. Thanks so much for taking the time to be with me today. We have guys from all over the world today, India, Italy, and South Florida. That's always wonderful, and the magic of the internet, right? So that being said, let's dive straight into it. So as always, my first question is, who are you? So I have a couple of you guys on the line today. So I'll take Alessandro first. So who are you, Alessandro, and what do you do over at Praim?
I'm Alessandro Russo with Praim, and we are based in Trento, wonderful Italy. In Praim, I'm the CTO responsible for driving technology, vision, and promote innovation, meeting and anticipating the market needs. I'm a passionate, trusted advisor to our customers, partners, and even my relatives. You know, you are a geek, so you have to fix their PC.
Isn't that wonderful? So I'm the same, and they ask me questions like, I don't have any clue what you're talking about. I work on servers. I don't know how to use them. We install them.
Can you fix my phone? No.
Yeah, exactly. How do I do this with iPhoto? I don't know. So Sagnik, you're back. If we've had you on before. If someone listened to the previous podcast, which I hope they have, then they should definitely remember you. But for those who are new, can you tell us who you are and what do you do over at Citrix?
Hey Doug, great to be back. Hey everyone, I'm Sagnik. I manage the desktop ecosystem for Citrix and part of the Citrix Ready team. I work with folks like Praim, Alessandro. We work around with 1,000+ partners, validating the third-party integration. I create toolkit for various product types like peripherals, audio sets. ThinClient's is the main thing that we will be talking today. Signature pads, printers, and so forth. We're based in Bangalore and happy to be here.
Well, I'm very happy to have you back. ThinClient's. I love ThinClient's, guys. I really do. I've been doing Citrix since the very early days. Before Microsoft even had a solution, and I've always just thought that ThinClient's just makes sense. Why have a big fat PC in so many instances, right? There's use cases for them. Don't get me wrong. But ThinClient's, darn it, I love them. So I'm really excited about this conversation today and learning more about what Praim is doing and what have you, and just evangelizing this great thing called a thin client, zero client, what have you, right? So that being said, Alexander, you have a fan here. So real quick, this
Here
is
too.
yeah. So real quick, this is the 40,000-foot question, and that is, can you tell us about Praim? What are you guys trying to accomplish over there?
Well, in Prime, we're focused on thin client and complementary solution. So we provide the right thin client, the amazing thin client for your main virtualization environments, as well as the best console to manage them. And we are totally committed, we are customer oriented and totally committed to satisfy our customers' needs.
Perfect. This question's for good old Sagnik here. So Praim is a Citrix verified partner. I imagine you had something to do with that. So maybe you can tell us some of your views on the partnership and just your experience with them to date.
Yeah, sure. So, so I work in Zen Desktop, like I said. So, Zen Desktop is the virtualization leader when it comes to desktop virtualization, and we have various set of Citrix technologies comprised of this software, right? We have app virtualization, desktop virtualization, we have HDX 3D Pro technology. We have HDX real-time optimization for Skype for Business kind of unified communication solution and so on. And what essentially we test is this integration of ThinClient's. And ThinClient's is a major part that integrates with all of these technologies. And that's where Praim fits right in. Their endpoint is the first touch point of an end user who is accessing Citrix technology. I mean, the INO SOC thin clients, the zero clients, which is optimized for Citrix. So Praim ensures that value that the continuous to continue to trust our to trust us in delivering remote apps and desktops seamlessly is complete, is fantastic, and without undervaluing the user experience. So I think we have test kit criteria where Praim where Praim tests validates it on their environment, and then they ship it to us, and we validate it in our environment, and we also test pre-release builds and so forth. So ultimately, the sole motive is customer makes better purchasing decision and faster.
So Nick, when you're testing and verifying something like a thin client, can you give us maybe some examples of some of the criteria that they are required to pass in order to, of course, be Citrix Ready verified?
Absolutely. So there are, like, what we have essentially segmented our thin client. So we have like the let me tell you, like, the end user computing domain is so competitive and demanding, right? So gone are the days where VDI was used just for a basic task worker use cases. So customers are wanting more, and they want a native like experience, or even better when they access their apps on desktop. And the kind of testing we do is it's not just for a task worker. We also access knowledge worker and even power users who are using thin clients to access their 3D kind of applications. So we have three certification levels, which is an HDX Ready, which is the basic daily task worker who is interested to like launch their enterprise resource planning apps like SAP, Salesforce, run YouTube videos and so forth, which is not very taxing on the client end. So that's HDX Ready, and then we have an HDX Premium thin client, which is really we test its ability to test real time and secure remote access experience. So let me just tell you a little bit more. So when I'm saying enhance the real-time experience. I'm talking mostly of the unified communication solutions such as Link and Sky for Business. So we have the Citrix HDX real-time optimization pack that comes along with the Citrix Zen Desktop software, and what it essentially tests, and it essentially needs to be integrated with every ThinClient so that there is no to give a very native experience on LAN when one user is talking to another user, making a video call and so forth. So we have set of criterias, we have an frame rate score, we have like this support, we test smart card PIV support based smart card, and we have all the steps detailed down and provide this to our partners to test their product with ours. So and the last level is the HDX 3D Pro ThinClient HDX 3D Pro Ready, which essentially is for the power users who need high-end capability to access centrally delivered graphic intensive apps. So like 3D CAD apps like manufacturing, PLM, geographical information system like ArcGIS, AutoCAD. We have bunch of them, and also picture archiving communication systems, workstations for medical imaging. So we test the different types of codec technologies. We have H.264, lossless, and so on. So yeah, it's a very rigorous testing. It takes a lot of time to get this done, and Alex and I have been working in past to get Praim already, and I'm really glad and with the user experience that with these SoC ThinClients that Praim have, and the best part is its manageability. So it's just so easy to get the firmware updates done and so seamless. It's just amazing for the end users as well as the admins.
Well, definitely get to manageability. I've always said the secret sauce to a thin client is the manageability, right? You know, it's how easy it is to manage all the devices, but then diving into that software itself. So I have that on my list of things I want to talk about. We'll definitely get there. Well, so here's sort of an important follow-up question there, Sagnik. So how well did these guys do? You know, did they comply with all the, with everything? How well do they work with the Citrix technologies?
Well, this surpass the our expectations of capability. So it's not just in one of the use cases that we are testing, in almost everything that so we have been working for quite a long time now, and what I like about Praim is they just get Citrix. I mean, it's not it's like they understand the technology, they know the different integration aspects, and they know what they're doing. So I'm really glad with their ThinClient's, and hope to see them grow also along with grow as Citrix grows.
Sounds good. So, Alessandro, a lot of times when people are looking at, like I said, I'm amazed there's not more thin clients. I'm amazed it's not all thin clients, right? But when people are evaluating the endpoints, why are they not considering, or are they considering, the endpoint in a more of a strategic fashion, right? For delivering a successful deployment. What are you seeing there?
Well, basically what I see is that companies that move towards virtualization solution, they just sometimes think about the first part of the problem. I mean, moving all the operating system, everything on the data center. But on the other side, they don't think about their devices that users are going to use to access to the virtualization environment. Okay. In addition, IT managers have to manage such devices. So they have to manage laptops, PCs, and they have to deal with the hardware maintenance of these devices. However, the right solution is clear. The right endpoint for users guarantee the best user experience in a cost-effective solution. Praim thin and zero client solution reduces the direct cost, including energy and maintenance, while being more reliable than a PC with a longer life. So it's a great investment with a device that will improve your user's experience.
Perfect.
Okay. In addition, IT managers can easily manage all these endpoints through a single console. And this results in a very saving a lot of time and a lot of headaches for the IT manager.
Perfect.
Those companies have to consider the endpoint as one of the key points that contribute to the success of their virtualization strategy.
Perfect. I so want to talk about this management tool. I'm getting there. So you guys work heavily with VDI solutions. And VDI is definitely very prominent out there. So can you talk a bit more about what you're seeing around the VDI world?
Well, what I see is about virtualization and the cloud model that are enabling new ways to deliver business solutions, radically changing the workplace paradigm with anything as a service. So today the market is asking for simple and flexible devices to facilitate people's job without the need to care about their location and the service they will use in a user-centric fashion. So the company need to enable their user to be connected from different places from any device. Thus, the market requires new solutions without compromising security and management features. And here we are. So one point is to just see the workplace at the end for the end users with the endpoints facilitating people to work in their offices and facilitating also people working at house, roaming in Italy, in Florida, in India. Okay, but the company needs to understand whether the people are okay, what are they doing if they have some issue. So they need to manage these devices and facilitate, empower the way they can work.
Absolutely. Do you see the VDI world growing?
Yes, of course. I see several scenarios. I see a roaming workspace that will mix our private and business life. So, and even our devices that will be the key to access to these optimized and the virtual containers of resources. So basically, I can see a single roaming workspace for all devices, including laptop, table, phone, PC, ThinClient, car, gaming console, and other smart devices, where users connect according to their current needs using new peripherals, like the Citrix X1 mouse for the iPad, for instance, or iOS devices. Or on the other side, you can see one device for any workplace where the smartphone, for instance, is the key to access to the user's workspace. So basically, what you have to do is to just plug your phone on the dock station, and the phone immediately open your personal, your virtual desktop, or even a combination of them, a roaming workspace with a single device to access to this workspace. So definitely, I see a great future for the virtualization, not just for companies, but even for families.
You got it. It's the Chris Fleck years ago. Gosh, I should go back and see when he said this or talked about it. But the Nirvana phone, this idea, like you just said, that you can pop your phone in and get access, or wherever you are. It's really the Citrix story from 2004, right? It's sort of funny, but it's this vision of anywhere, any place, anytime access, and from any device, and roaming, and you name it. I love it. It makes all the sense to me. I don't understand why the whole world isn't doing it. It's growing. It's great. It's wonderful. So how do you see virtualization itself changing the endpoints?
Well, the evolution of virtualization with increasing graphics performance and the bandwidth optimization are opening a new market. In addition, there are several mechanisms and technologies that have been developed to improve the user experience, reducing the load on the network while offloading some operation on compatible endpoints. Thus, the endpoints have to be compatible with such technologies to guarantee the best user experience while reducing the load on the data center as well as the network traffic. Think about the Citrix H264 deep compression encoder that can be accelerated on dedicated hardware components on the endpoints. So you will get an amazing user experience, leading to top graphic performance like our Praim devices for instance, the Praim InnoSoc series and Praim Atomino Quad Core series. Moreover, the Citrix HDX real-time optimization pack for Microsoft Sky for Business or Link, as said by Sagnik, basically this component is amazing because it allows to optimize the unified communication solution, and the Praim ThinClient's solution support all these amazing technologies. So basically, the virtualization is changing the endpoint world because the endpoints have to be compatible. They have to be ready to exploit these technology improvements.
You got it. You got it. You mentioned 3D, and I want to start getting into the products and the more of the technical side now. So, why do you see 3D becoming so popular? It's been around forever, right? High definition graphics is not something new. But I guess where with the development Citrix has done and investments they put into HDX Pro and what have you is phenomenal. What are you seeing in that area? I'll just leave it at that.
Well, I think that companies in the last years are realizing the benefits of moving 3D graphics processing from their physical workstation under the desk to the data center. They are appreciating the opportunity to work even in van conditions. So thanks to this technology, new workers can be easily added to the team, and they are ready to work in just a few minutes. You don't have to buy a workstation. You have to just create a new account, give him a Praim ThinClient, obviously, and the new user can work in a few minutes without introducing other cost and complexity. In addition, designers, engineers can work from any location and any device, from the iPad, from their ThinClient, from their laptop, increasing the collaboration among departments and companies. So if you have 2-3 companies working on the same project, you can share this information, these resources. And we believe this is an amazing result for Citrix and for our customers and even for us, because this is possible thanks to the Citrix HDX 3D Pro technology and the Praim HDX 3D Pro certified ThinClient solutions.
Perfect. Sagnik, do you guys do any side-by-side testing? Like for example, looking at what Praim is doing, and then compared to maybe a local experience to see if it's giving that consistent high quality local experience. Does that make sense?
Our test kit is has a bunch of test scenarios, and in fact the expectation is that it matches the native experience. So what we essentially expect the ThinClient to be certified. If it is certified for HDX 3D Pro, it gives you that native experience, and it does that. So does that answer your question?
Absolutely. Very cool. So it's not just that
sometimes
it works.
Sometimes better, I would say. Because once if your VDI is in server side, and usually you don't have that kind of workstation, doesn't have that kind of GPU capabilities. But something like an NVIDIA grid, if it is powered, the server is powered by an NVIDIA grid, that can give you a much more better experience than a workstation. And when Praim is something like an endpoint like Praim is able to access that, and it just gives you a better native experience. So it's really exciting, the HDX 3D Pro world. Yeah,
it's amazing.
I've been working in the past. I'm sorry to interrupt. I've been working in the past in the Zen server team. So Citrix has been the first one who has actually gone into the whole virtual graphic world with NVIDIA. So it's been amazing. The customer loves this technology, and we see it growing. And it's not, GPU is not being anymore used by power users. It's being, like Alex said, it's being used by the knowledge workers also, and increasingly we are seeing it getting adopted everywhere.
You got it. Like I like to say, Office requires a GPU, so it's
Yep.
Yeah, I can say that basically the virtualization technology is strictly related to the endpoints. It's like the first question you answered me. Why endpoint is usually not considered. You need the right virtualization technology on one side, and on the other side, you need the right ThinClient or endpoint to exploit such technology.
Yep, you got it. So, Alessandro, let's get into your products. So, you guys have a pretty robust product line. I imagine we can do a podcast about each of your individual solutions, but we don't have that amount of time today. So, maybe you can take us from just take us through and give us some of the key points of the different of your product line, right? The different clients that you have, and maybe some use cases around it, and in example, things like that. Make sense? Give us some of the
Of course.
tech specs and all that jazz.
Just a big picture. Well, Praim enables customers to reduce their workplace TCO thanks to the Citrix dedicated solutions like the Praim InnoSoc series. In addition, we can assert that Praim is always updated with the latest Citrix technology. Our solutions are X1 ready and support the latest storefront version Citrix receiver, even for HTML5, as well as HDX real-time optimization pack for Microsoft Sky for Business, and even more. So Praim is pushing innovation through new solutions and products, providing high-level user experience while ensuring quick access and simple management. And remember, one of the important key is the simple management. You have to manage such devices. You don't have to just deploy and forget about them. So let me highlight some interesting point about Praim and our products. For instance, our Tinox 10 is the new Praim operating system that is based on Linux and guarantee our customers security, reliability, and easy to deploy. We are going to introduce a new family of Windows-based solution running the latest Windows 10 IoT for ThinClient's. And this is amazing, believe me. And in addition, we believe that the PCs and laptops will be present in companies for a while, for a couple of years more. And here we are glad to enable companies to easily manage such devices through our agent solution, consolidating PCs and ThinClient management in a single console that is called T-Man. Okay? And we would like to remark that Praim Thin and Zero Client solution are Citrix Ready and the Citrix Ready Premium. And as I said, we satisfy all the Citrix certification requirements. So in particular, our products support all the latest Citrix technologies and as well as the HDX 3D Pro technology and even more. Thus companies gain benefits from the solution by enabling IT managers to easily manage their devices, saving cost and time, and being more happy.
Very cool. So, this is something I wanted to ask you about. I saw that you guys are about to support or have support the Windows 10 IoT platform.
Yeah, we are working.
What is this thing? Can you talk more about that? Well, what does that mean to us?
Well, it means that in a couple of months, we push into the market our new products range based on Windows 10 IoT. So you will experience all the benefits of Windows 10 IoT from the universal apps and the unified desktop with our technology. So you will be able to use your thin client running Windows 10 IoT with the latest receivers from Citrix, gaining all the benefits from the operating system, from the hardware, and our technology, as well as the virtualization technology, obviously. So it's very important for the customer to have all the latest, the state-of-the-art operating system and technology. Be sure about security concerns as well as exploiting all the resources and technology capabilities.
Cool. Manageability. This is the area, like I said, I think this is the real secret sauce, right? It's not, I'll say it, but it's not necessarily true. And that is, I like to say anybody can make a great thin client, but it's the manageability on top of a great thin client that makes it a great thin client, right? So
the solution.
So can you talk a bit about the manageability and maybe walk us through what it's like to use it, to upgrade thin clients, what we can do with it, all that jazz?
Well, basically, IT managers have to manage all the devices, right? They think clients, for instance. Even in case of laptops and PCs, they have to understand a little bit about the status of these devices, whether they are on or off, they are running a session or not, okay? So there are several operations that IT manager expect from a console, like the software updates, for instance, the configuration profile for users. So you can profile different users according to their department. So for the administration, you have a profile that connects to a given server. From the accounting department, you have another profile with another configuration. In addition, you have even all the power management activities, wake on LAN, for instance. So you are able to schedule when to turn on and turn off your devices to save energy, basically. Okay, and even for the part about the asset management part, that is very important, because sometimes IT managers see people coming in their office and say, okay, how many ThinClients we have? Okay, they don't know that. How many monitors? They don't know that. And thanks to our console, you are able to understand, to export even this information about your ThinClients, your monitors, your devices, and so on. So it's just a console to manage ThinClients for the software part, but even to support the IT manager in all the other collateral operations like the asset management.
Perfect. Sagnik, do you guys test the management tools also?
So when we get these devices, every software have their own management capability. So we use their management because many times what we do is we have this ThinClient and we test multiple releases of Citrix Zen Desktop, right? So that is to ensure our customers. So even if the 7.7 was not released, we test Praim beforehand itself to show the ThinClient support immediately when 7.7 gets released. So in that aspect, we use their management. We don't essentially have any test scenarios for management, but definitely that is one of the things that we know that organizations should look for. So I would say user experience, management, security, flexibility, and cost. I mean, these things should be essential when an organization is using ThinClients. And yeah, Praim fits like is in the top 99 percentile of in all these aspects.
That's great. So you mentioned security. Does Citrix Ready do anything around security? Do you guys test, to make sure things are secure?
So we test the secure access of remote apps and desktop. So what we essentially test with ThinClients is its ability to support various compliance of security. So that is PIV compliance is what we essentially test with. So so you plug in a smart card and without providing a user credentials, are you able to get access your local apps and desktop? I mean, not local, sorry, remote access on a desktop.
Makes sense. Sadnik, on that line, any thoughts about the partnership with these guys from the Citrix perspective?
I think Praim is amazing, and we continue to have a great future lying ahead. I love working with Alex and other Praim folks as they just understand Citrix, like I said. So both of our technologies are so complicated underneath, and yet so simple to use. So I expect their new hardware model that Prem and Alex mentioned will further enhance the video audio user experience when using Skype and VDI. So if you were at the summit last month, and I'm reaching out to the listeners here, you would have heard Brad Anderson, the corporate vice president of Microsoft, tweet about the RT, the real-time optimization pack, to be the only way to use Skype and VDI together. And Skype is the big thing now, right? Oh. I mean, 3 out of 4 Citrix customers adopting unified communication have selected Link Skype. So and I see Praim to provide that native-like Skype experience that our customers expect when accessing their VDIs. They have already integrated their real-time media and SGX real-time media engine in their ThinClients as we make updates, and with Praim's H.264 hardware acceleration capability, I see the future is exciting.
Very cool. Yeah. You guys, Citrix has been not only you not only talked about it at Summit, but also been blogging a lot about it and what have you about the new Skype for Business solutions. It's impressive. It all blows my mind. It all blows my mind. What can be done today, and it just makes sense to do it from a remote Citrix server. That's all there is to it.
Absolutely. I mean, over 100 million people are using Link. I mean, to communicate for work. I mean, it's the opportunity is amazing.
It is. It's true, and we're recording over Skype. So I tell you, when I first started these podcasts, I used a phone recorder, And because trying to get people to use Skype or some other form of internet-based chat, I guess, or calling was difficult. The CTOs didn't have it, which surprised me. The CEOs definitely didn't have it. And nowadays, everybody uses Skype, and then and that's worked its way, of course, into the business. And Microsoft is definitely pushing that really hard as part of their solution. So it's really really key, and it's really amazing what Citrix is doing around that too. Everything's amazing to me. That being said, Alessandro, any thoughts on the Citrix relationship from your side?
Of course, we believe that our partnership between Praim and Citrix is more than a simple relationship. It's a strategic collaboration towards the customer satisfaction. We work together with Sagnik, with all the Citrix guys, to simplify our customers' life through the combination of our solutions. From one side, the Citrix virtualization solution, and on the other side, our ThinClient's and console to manage them. Our goal basically is to drive the innovation through technology evangelism, making the complex simple, enabling our customers to save time and live better.
Totally. Okay, so we're going to jump into the last couple questions, which is always the competition, the future question. But before I do that, I always give you guys a chance to sort of, did I leave anything out? Of course, we can talk about this for your solutions forever, right? But is there anything I left out that you might maybe want to, use this chance to share with the audience?
No, I'm fine. I think that all the guys that are interested in our solution can just type down on the Google Praim, and here we are.
You got it. And that's Praim for the guy that can't spell.
Praim for US, Prime in Italy.
Yeah.
And in Europe at all.
And get your credit card ready, right?
Yeah. Can you buy it online? Is it that quick? Apple Pay?
Why not?
You got it. So last couple of questions. Always every podcast has the first questions, who are you, and then the last couple of questions, which are competition and future. So Alessandro, there's a fair amount of thin client vendors out there. It's heck, the first Citrix conference was called Thinnergy. And it used to be called Thin Client Computing, right? So why should I care? Why should people listening care about what you guys are doing versus the other guys out there that say they're the best?
Because our value are not just related to thin clients. We know a lot about virtualization technology and the Citrix technology. In addition, we support our customers. We don't just sell a bunch of thin clients. We help them to deploy our devices within their virtualization infrastructure. We support them to set up even their solution. I mean, even for the HDX 3D Pro. Usually customers ask us information about the Citrix technology, how to configure them, and so on. And we are very glad to offer this kind of support, because we are not just limited to thin client solution. We want just make our customers very happy. We want they to save time and save money, and they can work with us like a partner, not customers. We are partners.
I love it. I love that word, partner. I always say the people that the guys I work with are my partners. They're not sponsors. They're partners. We work together, and if we can work together, we're successful, right? That's a great way of phrasing it, buddy. Great way of phrasing it. So last question for you. Well, I have one more question. Everyone out there knows. I always say that. I need to stop saying that. There's always two more questions. So future. You mentioned the Windows IoT. What else can we expect from you guys in maybe the near to the long-term future?
Well, the first is the Windows 10 IoT device. The second one is what we call T-Man repeater. That basically is a way to access to your branch office. So we are going to break all the network walls. You can manage from your T-Man into the cloud all your branch offices, spread into the world. Don't care about your NAT, your firewall, and so on. You will be able to manage all these devices. Okay, and this is amazing for our customers. And in addition, we are going to introduce in the next months a new product that is called the Praim Agile. And I cannot tell you so much because I would like to give you I would like to give you some information, but I rather prefer you to ask us this kind of information. Keep in touch with us. You can get in touch and keep in touch for this new amazing solution that is the Praim Agile or Agile, as we said in Italy. Okay, and there are many other innovation and solutions that we are investigating, but I would like to just expose only these three that are the main ones.
Very cool, very cool. And that set me up perfectly for the very last question. And that is, if somebody wants to learn more, if they want to keep in touch, if they want to follow you guys, if they want to buy through Apple Pay online, what do they need to do?
Well, basically, they can just visit our website. They can contact our marketing, our sales manager, and they will get in touch, and they can close the deal. It is not just a deal. Remember, it's a partnership. We don't just sell and then disappear. We are here to support you and to help you towards a common result. Okay, that is the complete customer satisfaction.
That's perfect. And nobody does customer satisfaction the way the Italians do, right? It's completely. Remember, I'm Italian. More of my blood's Italian than anything else. For an American, we're all mutts, as we like to say. We all have blood from everybody. You know, there's no such thing as an American. But most of my blood is Italian. So.
Italy is big in the world.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. So that being said, guys, I'll go ahead and give you. Well, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us, Alessandro Sagnik. Thanks for coming back. I really appreciate your time. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'll go ahead and give you guys the last word. So, Alessandro?
I would like to thank you, Sagnik and Citrix for this amazing podcast, and I hope to meet you very soon. And even I hope to receive a lot of contacts from the internet for amazing products.
Absolutely. And Sagnik?
Yeah, thanks, Doug, for organizing this, and thanks, Alex, for joining. It's been always a pleasure to work with you, and let's start continue our partnership. I think we have something already in line. I see a lot of things already in my queue from Praim that I have to be testing.
Yeah, true. It's a lot of talking.
I want to see this queue you have.
A very long queue.
Very long queue. That's good. That's job security, right?
Yeah.
I didn't sound so confident there. It's so positive. You're like, oh darn, I have so much to do. I get to play with all this new and exciting technology. Oh, my life is so difficult.
That's actually true.
And what a better way to start to end this show, right? On that note, right? That's great. But that's what it's Sagnik, you're just like me. We're geeks, right? You know. And Alessandro, you mentioned you're a geek too. So that's wonderful. And we live for this stuff, right? It's not work. This is fun. What we do. I wake up and I have fun. My problem is I don't want to go to sleep because it stops the fun.
Really?
Yeah. I have trouble leaving the office, and I think Sagnik does too, because he's in India and it's quite late. So on that note, I will let you guys go, and both of you guys are in India and then good old Italy. So I'll let you guys go, and thanks again for taking the time to be with us here on DABCC Radio. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so that concludes another successful DABCC Radio / Citrix Ready podcast. Thanks so much to the Citrix Ready guys for making this happen. I mean, this is just wonderful. We're going to be doing so many of these, and Praim is just one of these amazing solutions. Guys, you guys gotta go out and check out what they're doing. Definitely head on over to their website. That's www.praim.com, or just Google Praim, and away you go. Check out what they're doing. Just great stuff. And like they said, it's a partnership. They don't just sell you a ThinClient, they sell you a solution, and they sell you support to the nines. So highly recommend that. I think you guys are be very impressed, as Sagnik is. And you just don't impress a guy like Sagnik easily. You know, this guy, he knows what's good. So he has a big queue, remember? So on that note, and of course, most important, I want to thank my main guest, the customer, the vendor, the solution provider, the creator of the goods, Alessandro, the CTO from Praim. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this today and share with us what you guys are building to make the world a better place. So on that note, guys, thank you so much for listening to DABCC Radio. Definitely check out www.dabcc.com. And depending on when you're listening this is the first time I mention it publicly. After way too long, we are updating dabcc.com. It's a long story on that. I'll give you a whole podcast on the history of it when we go live. But within a week or two tops, we'll have a whole new infrastructure. DABCC has been rewritten from the ground up. It's beautiful. It's simple. It's fast. It's wonderful. And you guys will find everything you need related to the Citrix virtualization cloud world, infrastructure IT, right? And at good old www.dabcc.com. And also check out videos.dabcc.com, our video site. Really easy way to, on a daily basis, check out what's new. You can actually sign up for a daily digest, which will send you an email, dedicated email, no ads or things like that. It's just a simple email that explains or that details the list of new videos from that day or from the previous 24 hours so that you can just see, you get that email around noon Eastern time every day and you say, oh, wow, here's the latest 5 videos, the latest 15 videos. Oh, I care about this one, care about this one. Oh, I don't care about these 9. And so you can watch those and stay up to date with what's new and exciting, right? It's a wonderful way. I use it personally, and I've learned so much just in a matter of half an hour there, here, 10 minutes, 15 minutes there, right? And I never miss anything. It's really, really awesome. So please check that out. I think you guys are going to absolutely love it. What else do I say? But thank you for listening to DABCC Radio. Thanks to the Citrix Ready team for making these podcasts happen. I truly appreciate the partnership. I'm going to use that word, the partnership we have here. And we're going to bring you lots of amazing, great podcasts with the Citrix Ready solutions. So on that note, thanks everyone for listening to DABCC Radio.
Say DABCC?
DABCC.
Say it again, DABCC.
DABCC.
Can you say it again, DABCC?
DABCC.
How about DABCC?
DABCC.
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 DABCC.